So 5 at 5, we had already said, Devashish is from Eden Gardens, that we will reveal our leaks. How many stories have we got wrong? And the leaks. Devashish, why don't you start? কে তোকে leak করলো? What are the leaks that you have got? Every exclusive is a leak. All of us have done
Yeah,
lots of exclusives in our life. Both you have done, I have done, Shubhayan and Rohit will also join. But before that, news point, Shitangshu Kotak, your thoughts, because you have covered a lot of domestic cricket. Shomik was telling me on the call, and he's tweeted also that Shitangshu Kotak has risen up the ranks. Is a very good addition because he understands Indian conditions extremely well. So in that sense, could be a very good addition. Your thoughts on Shitangshu Kotak joining the Indian team as batting coach?
I think Moriada, it's a very, very good call on the part of BCCI. Yes, he has been associated with India is set up for a long time, and given his credentials as a batter for Saurashtra, it's a good call. But I wonder what is the point of having him as a batting coach for the white ball format? Because India has done nothing wrong as far as white ball cricket is concerned, except for that series loss against Sri Lanka. So it is the red ball format that has been the problem with the Indian team, with the Indian batters particularly. So it's a bit baffling. And it won't be such a thing. I wonder it won't be such a thing that too many cooks spoil the food. Too many cooks spoil the food. Already you have the two assistant coaches in Abhishek Nair and Ryan Dashkate, and now you have a Sitanshu Kota. You already have Gautam Gambhir, you already have a T Dilip. So too many support staffs, I think. Does that mean that it is perhaps that BCCI is thinking ahead of Abhishek Nair or Ryan Dashkate? So questions need to be asked, but then definitely, as far as white ball cricket is concerned, I think yes, it's definitely a good call, but much to have someone like a Sitakshin Kotak, it was much needed as far as the red ball cricket is format, I feel.
There is the other thing, Devashish. I mean, before we get on to our leaks and stories and all that, there is this cryptic exchange between Kevin Peterson and I think Mufaddal, where Kevin Peterson said, "I am available." Now, what does that mean? I mean, there is a news floating around that BCCI might look to appoint a batting consultant for the England tour. Kevin Peterson saying he's available. Could be a cryptic tweet, could be more. But your thoughts on it? Do you think early summer England will be a decent call or an important call to have a batting consultant who is kind of used to those conditions? Your thoughts on that?
Ideally, it would be a great addition if Kevin Peterson does is given the role of batting coach. But obviously, who better than him to know the conditions in England? But then already having Sitangshu Kotak added in that support staff, you already have a Ryan Ten Dashkate, Abhishek Nair. So where are we heading? I mean, how many coaches do you want in England for that series against England? So and the
Shubham,
numbers are only getting added.
Your Devashish said that Sritangshu Kotak good addition, but also question that how many support staff do you actually need? Your thoughts on Sitangshu Kotak before we move on to our theme for today. Shubhain, your thoughts on Sitangshu Kotak's addition? Is his frame frozen? নাহলে এত মাথা নামিয়ে রেখেছে কেন? I think his frame is frozen. আরে শুভায়ন আবার জয়েন কর, এই জয়েন করে নিয়েছে। আরে রোহিত, your first thoughts on Sitangshu Kotak?
I think it's not making any kind of sense to me. I'm not disrespecting Sitanshu Kotak, but you already have Gautam Gambhir. What's the need of him in the white ball format? Because white ball format you are already doing good. Yes, there is an exception that you lost the series against Sri Lanka. I think there is something happening. It's not the full story that Sitanshu Kotak appointed as. I think someone either from Abhishek Nair or Ryan Ten Deskate, I think किसी का तो I think ticket कट रहा है मेरे हिसाब से, तभी ये चीज हो रही है. Otherwise, this is not making sense to me. First time in the history of Indian cricket, 2 assistant coaches. Then you have 2 proper, Gautam Gambhir is a proper batter. It's similar to that. You have Rahul Dravid, you have Vikram Rathore, and adding one another. I'm not comparing the stature of Rahul Dravid with Gautam Gambhir, But what I want to say is that you have a Gautam Gambhir, you have a Abhishek Nair, you have a Ryan Descarte also who has batting in his profile now, and you are adding one another guy. Firstly, for the white ball, it could be easily understandable if someone who can do really well as far as England conditions are concerned, someone who can just join as an interim coach and develop the techniques and the skill level of the young players. But again the question is same, that if you have two assistant coaches, if you have a head coach, all three of them, as far as Gautam, Abhishek, and Ryan, they all can contribute as far as batting is concerned. So, and one important question, I want to ask from my sources, ये थोपा गया है गौतम गंभीर पर या ये वाया गौतम गंभीर फैसला आया है? बिकॉज दोनों ही सूरतों पे ये कहीं ना कहीं तो चीजें बिगाड़ गया है. If it's coming by the consent that yes, Gautam needs him, then again there is a question on Ryan's performance. Then there is a question on Abhishek Nair's performance. If it's not via Gautam Gambhir, if it's not with consent with Gautam Gambhir, then I think high time that BCCI is showing him, look, we are the ones who have control power, the full power, and you are not the same guy we trusted 6 months ago or till Sydney also. Now this is the way we all, and as a Indian cricket team will walk in the next tournament. So I don't think it's a very clear cut news that Sudhanshu Kotak joining Indian teams from 18th in Eden Garden. I think there is much more to it. आई थिंक अभी थोड़ा सा और ये उतना साफ नहीं है जितना हमको दिखाई दे रहा है. ये दाल काली है.
Shubhan, is this for one series? Is this for long term?
It is for longer. It is for longer. It is just not for one series. But my point is, why appoint him during a white ball series? Your main struggles are in red ball format. In white ball format, when Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma or a Shreyas Iyer or anyone for that matter go to Dubai, start playing ODI cricket, they will be fine. There is no such technical hurdles in terms of white ball cricket. In T20 cricket, what is the need of a another batting coach? You already have an extended coaching staff. We in the past we only had a bowling coach, batting coach, fielding coach, and a head coach. Right now we have two assistant coaches. So it's already an extended staff which you are extending a bit more now. Gautam Gambhir, the message I got is that the head coach wanted another vision to be around the nets to help him with all the challenges that he has been facing. So that puts Abhishek Nair's role, that puts Ryan Descartes' role in question as well. What are they doing? Sitanshu Kotak, yes, he was a very good first class player, played a lot for Saurashtra, has been working at the NCA for the last 4 years. He will probably lead the India A side, which will play against England Lions before the England tour starts. It will be just after that IPL series, and he has a decent knowledge of which players are in the pipeline, etc., etc. The transition thing. But again, my whole point is you are appointing him to start with in a white ball series against England, followed by a Champions Trophy. Do you need a batting coach there? That is my main question. Apart from that, I think I agree with Rohit. It is also to show Gautam Gambhir that you are not the ultimate powerhouse of
No,
this
Shweta,
dressing
but
room. There will be
a
people.
message I just received that it is Gautam Gambhir's choice. Gautam
Ah,
Gambhir
but
asked for
that's
this in the
that's
review
that's
meeting.
that's that's what I said. That's
So,
what I said. Gautam
what
Gambhir wanted another vision to be there to help him.
I was not following the news as in making calls and all that. Just
Mhm.
sort of was getting it from y'all. Only one call I made to understand. I was told what you just said, Shubhain, that given the fact that he will be part of that India A, England, etc., etc., that is why they zeroed in on Sitanshu Kotak. And now because they want to make him accustomed with the team, because otherwise his first assignment would have been England, would be difficult. That straight
Mhm.
away England after the IPL red ball, one of the most difficult series. You don't want that. You want to give him a bit of a grooming time, which is why this relatively easy 5 match T20 team, T20 squad, and then Champions Trophy and all that. So that
Will
by
it
the
be
time
easy
after the IPL, yeah, I mean 5 match bilateral T20,
against
who
England?
cares? अगर आप हार भी जाओ, मान लो 5 match T20
They followed
series.
by a three-match ODI series also.
ODI is still important, but this 5 match T20, it's still a relatively easier assignment when there is no World Cup. Nobody will come hard at Surya Kumar Yadav or any of these fellows. That okay, fine.
Plus another point, Boryada. I mean, I would like to hear Devashish the Rohit, both of their opinion. They are having a 3-day camp in Kolkata. Okay, fine. From 18th, 19, 20, 21st, they will have 3 days camp in Kolkata. But the majority of players who will play the Champions Trophy will not be part of that camp. So, what is the purpose of having that camp?
I didn't understand that. I'm
I
told
mean, you can have a camp in Dubai if you want a team bonding camp or whatever it could be, an extended training session camp. It could be anything. But what's the purpose of having it here in Kolkata with the T28
last
squad?
time, last time they had a team bonding session in Dubai. Ravindra Jadeja was injured, knee.
Yeah,
His
while
knee got
swimming.
injured while surfing.
Yeah,
So,
while
so
swimming. Right.
we have to be very clear.
T20 World Cup.
Yeah, we have to be very much clear about these things. And the one more thing is that why there is a need of a camp just before a T20 series, 5 match, which is very irrelevant. Means you have a T20 World Cup in 2026. And I think just I think one or two players will be there in the team who will be there in the ODI team. There will be no one in this T20 setup. That will be there in the
Akshar
Champions
Patel,
Trophy.
Hardik Pandya,
It could be the
that's it.
possibilities.
Yashasvi. Yashasvi is not part of this squad, right?
No,
No,
no.
no,
okay,
not part of this.
so all of us, at least all my colleagues, are divided
There
on
must
the
be something
appointment of
important in the
Sudhanshu
camp.
Kota.
I think that there
Hmm.
must be something important in this camp, which
Maybe
is
maybe a team dinner.
off-field things, not the on-field things, which I understand because didn't make sense to me. This three means they didn't have a 3-day camp in Chennai, where they were starting the season.
Hmm.
They have 12 and they have 13, and I think maybe 14 and 14 or 15 they are resting. They choose to rest on those days, and after that they started their practice. So starting that series also, even when they went to Australia, first 2 days only, there were 2 days when they were, no one is coming. The official practice also started from, I think, last 3 days. So I am not getting this, that 19, 20, 21, just before a T20 series, no T20 World Cup, nothing, no T20 format Champions Trophy, no main players in the squad. Why you are having a 3-day T20 series
So
pre-camp?
Shubhan and Devashish, both of you will be there at the camp, I'm assuming, Kolkata. Both of you will
Yes, yes,
cover at
yes,
least.
definitely,
Devashish
No,
definitely.
is
I
already
won't
saying
be
he
there
will
for
be
the
there.
first day. I won't be there for the first day because that's my weekly off on Sunday.
Oh,
Ah,
lovely, lovely.
okay,
I'll be there. I'll be
okay.
there.
Shubhan
Uh,
will be there. Devashish
but
will
then
be there on
The
20th and
Indian
21st.
team will be training in the evening. England team is also reaching Calcutta on the 18th, the same day. So they would be reaching Calcutta in the evening on the 18th, and they would be having a training session in the afternoon. England will train in the afternoon on the 19th, followed by India in the evening. Next day will be the vice versa. India will train in the afternoon at 2 p.m. England will train in the evening, and the day before the match, that is on the 21st, India will again train in the evening. So that is the
Hmm.
schedule that has been shared with the Cricket
Okay, so
Association of
so
Bengal.
so so Shubhan, the day Devashish is off, Shomik will join you, and then obviously Devashish will be there with you guys on the 20th and 21st. No problem. But we will get you every possible news from the camp. All our senior people will be there between
Unless
Shubhan,
unless
Devashish, and
they stop the media from attending it on 19th, saying it is behind
if they
closed
stop,
doors.
if they stop it also, you will get a leak. That is the story now. You'll get a leak. Don't worry.
Sitanshu Kotak is
Somebody
That's
will
also a
leak
leak.
Eden
it.
Garden. That's
But
Eden
Sitanshu
Eden
Gardens.
Kotak.
They
Gardens
can't
is
say.
Eden Gardens is
They
there.
can't
Who
close
will
Eden
stop
Gardens for
Devashish?
you.
Tell me. That thumbs up seller will give him news. That Moody seller will give him news. The Eden Garden security will give Devashish news. Is there anybody who will stop Devashish at Eden Gardens? What leak? We will get all leaks. छोड़. So this is what it is. By the way, रोहित यार तेरे को इतना ट्रोल करता है मुझे बहुत मजा आता है. Somebody is saying you are 8th fail. आज तो अभी तो 12th fail का सीजन चल रहा है. ऑस्कर भी पहुंच गया तो तुम्हारे वजह से हम लोग भी पहुंच जाएंगे. अरे यार ऐसे करते रहो बहुत
78,
मजा आता है.
78% in my bachelor in journalism on mass
अरे
communication
भाई तू
degree.
फेल हो गया छोड़ना. एटलीस्ट वी हैव अ ऑस्कर चांस. क्या फर्क पड़ता है. But on a serious note, you know this whole leak kind of thing, what we had started with, exclusive is equal to leak is what we have said. Otherwise, there is no story. Shubhan, what is the one exclusive that you will tell us which is your favorite that you have done based on a leak. Now be honest. Come on.
I think all the KKR news in the last couple of years, be it Stark, be it Umran Malik, be it the retention. This year's retention was pretty funny because someone from KKR also texted you. So that came to
And
my
was
that
dangerous. Was dangerous. I land in London last year. I get a text again, Shubhan. Who is this? How can he write this? Baap re baap.
did
Anyway,
you
yes,
forward him the ultimate retention list which I had posted 4 months back?
100% I did. 100% I did.
I mean, there have been many. There have been many. Shikhar Dhawan being appointed as Punjab Kings coach. In the past, I think some of the after the 2019 World Cup, I was with Times, and someone from a top cricketers management team called me and said that the player wants to talk to you. Yeah, that time I used to do many interviews of top Indian cricketers. So he called. I personally thought it is a prank call. Some Radio Mirchi guy must be doing it. They used to do it. So so I picked up and I recognized the voice. So I said, yes, what's this all about? Is this some invite for some corporate event or something? He said, no. I was supposed to rest after the 2019 World Cup, and there was a two-test West Indies tour, I think, just after that. So that player said, I want you to do this story that I'll be going with the team because I feel the team needs me, etc., etc. And I thought, are you giving me an official quote? No, don't quote me. I said you're talking like an administrator now, giving me the entire story and not saying don't quote me. But I went to the my editor there, then editor, and asked whether I can file this story or not, and he was very cautious because it was a name of a top player, and had that story been wrong, then the troll army would have attacked us like anything. So I told him that trust me, it is from a very good source. I won't name the source, but it is coming right from the horse's mouth. And he was very surprised. Why would anyone give you news? You are nobody. You have just started your career. But he said, okay, go ahead. And I did the news within 20 minutes. I had filed the story and did a P2C for the TV as well. And that news went viral that okay, this player will play the tour. And after a couple of days, 4 days after the squad was announced, and even in the press conference, he said the same thing that I wanted to be with the team and support them right now because after that kind of demoralizing defeat, I felt leaving the team
So
alone won't be the
after
right.
you did the news, did your relationship with the player improve before I go to Devashish?
No, I think one thing, Boria, I have learned from this industry is that yes, you can be good friends with a player when he's playing domestic circuit or when he's not reached that kind of fame level. But beat anyone. I've seen many cricketers right from their age group days or domestic days when they were not even main part of their Ranji teams. After they reach a certain level of fame, they I don't know whether they become busy or something else, but they somehow change. So right now, that cricketer, I always thought that relation he won't become my friend. That's something he wanted to use the brand which I was working for, and I accepted that. But in our industry, I feel friends with cricketers. I think it is something which is very rare. You can't be friends with every cricketer. Yes, you can be in good talking terms with cricketers. You can share good laugh, good joke, good meme here or there, but you can't be friends with cricketers. Is what I feel.
I think you made a very good point, and this is my. I learned. I'll take this from you today because, in my case, and I've said this to you guys always that the ban was a clear thing for me that you should not be too close to anyone in our industry, and I say this to all of you that there are cricketers who I know, and Trisha has also joined
I
us.
am
Okay,
just
she will.
testing our new office computer. That's why. Is the picture
So
clear?
it is clear, and then you will also give us your leak. So now you be there. Devashish, it is your turn. Tell me your favorite leak and who gave you the story before I ask Rohit. I mean, if you don't want
No,
to reveal
I
the source,
won't.
that's fine.
I won't reveal the source, but I got in hand the ICC report that Eden Gardens, the match between India and England will be moved away. All the four matches, in fact, that there was a report that all four matches that were supposed to be staged in the World Cup will be moved away. And the association guys only called me and laughed at me. But there is a golden rule in journalism is that every denial is a confirmation that you are heading in the right direction. So I had that report, and they just laughed at me. अरे ये की बोलछे? माने in Bengali, what is he saying? What is he reporting? But I had that report, the ICC report, which was shared with me by one of my colleague who is based in Mumbai. So you must have got it by now, who I am indicating. But the association guys laughed at me as to what it, and it was almost 10-15 days back. Means when ICC eventually they called it that they are going to move away the matches from Eden Gardens, and I had the entire report with me. So so don't give, if you are, and I have experienced it multiple times in Maidan when it comes to football. Means any news you will be called by the officials. It means dhamkana. The exact word in Hindi is dhamkana, dhamkaya jata tha. So, but then I'm used to it. Means obviously, if you have done something right, just believe in your conscience that you have done it honestly. You have put in your best effort. You have checked it, and then you have put forward the news. So, and if every denial is a confirmation. That is what I have learned in this
This
profession.
ICC story that Devashish is talking about was a very good story. Was a very good story. By the way, Karun Nair, somebody saying 88 for 44 not out. He's been in red hot form. Absolutely red hot form. रोहित, तुम्हारा फेवरेट लीक बताओ कौन सा है? सोर्स बताना चाहते हो वो भी बताओ.
नहीं, सोर्स कैसे बता दें, अभी खत्म थोड़ी करना है करियर. जिस दिन किताब लिखेंगे या खत्म कर देंगे उस दिन बता देंगे सोर्स.
एक्चुअली वो जो कह रहे हो ना, दिस इज वेरी ट्रू. अगर मैं किस दिन पूरा बोल दिया तो मार देगा.
तो ऐसा
बिकॉज ये कॉल आता, आई मीन तुम खत्म कर लो. आई मीन मेरे साथ तो ऐसा हुआ है दैट यू राइट दिस and in a book of mine you write this and be careful about it. In fact, a colleague of mine, Nalin Mehta, who is now the head of money control, Nalin was at that point in time based in Geneva. He was working for the World Health something, Global Health something. So he said yaar dal dete hain, and it was sensational. And I said yaar tum to India mein ho nahi, main to India mein rehta hu, kaise dal de? And we were told, you are going for so and so politician, fine, kar do. You cannot touch X and Y. You do it, we'll bump you off. So it was clear. The message was there. You can't. I mean, there have been multiple instances like that. But पहले तुम्हारा.
ऐसा कोई फेवरेट तो नहीं है. सारी स्टोरीज जब तक मैं शुभानंदा से कितनी बार अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, क्योंकि हम लोग थे इतना दिन, तो हम मैं वही बोलता रहता था कि अभी जब तक ये कंफर्म नहीं हो जाता तब तक एक बटरफ्लाई रहता है पेट में आपके, कि यार ये कंफर्म जब तक नहीं होगा ना तब तक एक आप राहत की सांस नहीं लेते हो. तो लेकिन मुझे याद है अभी का तो ठीक है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया का काफी सारी स्टोरीज हमने करी, काफी सारी सही हुई. और उसमें अगर आप देखोगे स्पेसिफिकली जो शुभमन के लिए बोला गया था, आई थिंक कि वो 2 टेस्ट मिस करेगा. बट मुझे याद आती है कोविड के टाइम की स्टोरी, जब इंडियन टीम श्रीलंका ट्रैवल कर रही थी, एंड बिकॉज वो काफी हमारा अभी नया हमने शुरू किया था, वो समय ऐसा था जब ज्यादा खबरें हमारी गलत होती थी की हुई और कम खबरें सही होती थी. तो इसीलिए मैं जब भी कोई खबर, आज भी मेरी ये आदत है, जब भी कोई खबर सही होती है तो मैं लिख देता हूँ एक और खबर गलत, क्योंकि उस समय पे लोग बोलते थे एक और खबर गलत, एक और खबर. तो अब मैंने वो सिग्नेचर बना लिया है कि एक और खबर गलत. सो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, बिकॉज वन ऑफ द टॉप एडिटर्स उन्होंने इसके वर्सेस स्टोरी कर दी थी, दैट शिखर धवन के ऊपर स्टोरी थी, दैट शिखर धवन विल लीड एंड शिखर धवन कैप्टन करेंगे. ये वो वाली सीरीज है जिसमें 6 से 7 प्लेयर्स को कोविड हो गया था. एंड बहुत पिछले 2 दिन से ये चल रहा था कि शिखर धवन खेलेंगे नहीं खेलेंगे, तो वहां से कह दिया गया था कि नहीं खेलेंगे शिखर धवन. बट वी वर केप्ट ऑन सेइंग कि शिखर धवन खेलेंगे. मतलब कॉन्टेक्स्ट वाइज ये बहुत बड़ी स्टोरी नहीं है, बट मुझे ये इसलिए याद है बिकॉज वो एक बहुत बड़ी जीत थी उस समय के लिए हमारे लिए. सो और उसके रीजंस आई थिंक मैं नहीं बता पाऊंगा कि क्या रीजंस थे, क्यों था ऐसा, बट बिकॉज उसके पीछे बहुत हमने कोशिश की थी, एंड दोज वर द इनिशियल डेज जब आप नया नया ऐसी कुछ चीजें करते हो कि भाई खबर सही होनी चाहिए आपकी, और वो खबर सही हुई थी। तो दैट वाज अ लीक, दैट वाज टोल्ड बाय समवन, और उन्होंने वो चीज बताई थी, मैंने कंफर्म किया था बार बार, क्योंकि बिकॉज जो मैं कह रहा हूँ कि सामने से जो शख्स उस चीज के अगेंस्ट में खबर चला रहे थे, वो उन पर ऑब्वियसली सबको विश्वास था। तो हमारे लिए एज यंगस्टर्स ये बहुत वो था कि हमारी खबर सही होनी चाहिए, और जब मैंने मल्टीपल क्रॉस चेक्स ले लिए तो फिर हमने डंके की चोट पे कहा था कि शिखर धवन कल खेल रहे हैं और कैप्टनसी करेंगे। सो यस, वो चीज मुझे याद आती है, दैट वो एक मतलब इन
I
पॉइंट ऑफ
love
माई
this story.
करियर बहुत
I love
important।
all of you guys. I mean, this is how
ये
all of us
same
have
thing
grown up.
happened. Same thing happened when I broke Hardik Pandya's stress fracture story in 2018. कि जब तक ऑफिशियल नहीं आ जाता तब तक, बिकॉज आई गॉट मल्टीपल कॉल्स एंड पीपल वर से अरे नहीं स्ट्रेस फ्रैक्चर क्यों होगा, ही जस्ट स्ट्रेचर्ड ऑफ हो जाएगा, ही विल बी फाइन इन 2-3 months, स्ट्रेस फ्रैक्चर नो चांस. बट आई केप्ट ऑन वेटिंग, और उसके बाद व्हेन द बुलेटिन केम, द प्रेस रिलीज केम दैट ही हैज बीन रूल्ड आउट for this stress fracture, when it was confirmed, I said okay, now I can breathe. That was in fact one of my first
But
major break.
I think Kushan got so tense in one of these news breaks. He was in my
Jasprit
house. He
Bumrah,
went to
Jasprit
hospital.
Bumrah
He went to
missing one
Jasprit
of the
hospital.
Bumrah.
T20 World Cup.
Devashish, no, Kushan was hospitalized
No, the
for that.
Gaba one, the Gaba one.
Gaba one, he went to
Gaba.
hospital.
Gaba one.
He went out of my house. I called him 2 hours later. I said, "Kahan pe hai?" He was not taking the call. Next morning, I called him. He was admitted in hospital. He was that tense. Honestly, truth. He was in
Uh,
hospital.
You were telling me
Because
in Melbourne
what
also.
you guys are
Kushanda was there.
saying,
You were telling me in
it
Melbourne
is
this
it
way.
is a fact that there is tension and anxiety and all that. Yes, Devashish.
But the good thing about you is that it means you always back us. Means as long as we are on, we will keep on saying as long as we are honest and hardworking and put in our effort. You might go wrong. In news, you might go wrong. You might get right. Means, but
That's the
that
benefit of
that
having an editor who has been on the field.
Boss, see, simple.
exactly.
Unless you try, will a batter Tendulkar is our example. 200 matches, 150 matches did not get 100. Best batsman of our era, best ever. So 150 matches he failed, right? Finished. End of story. Similarly, we are journalists. You will out of 200 news breaks, 150 will be right. Chalo, 175 will be right if you're a good journalist.
But
25 will be wrong. Big deal. In my
but
case, I must tell you this
what is the
one.
2000?
I'll tell you one. I'll tell you because you guys are doing cricket. Otherwise, I would have told you some other one. This is very South Africa. India dropped Ajinkya Rahane, who was vice captain. Remember that. So I had actually tweeted the team. I had tweeted the team that Ajinkya Rahane dropped. So आग लग गया कि ये and anti-corruption unit went into the Indian dressing room and questioned Bharat Arun. Bharat is a friend, I can say it today. Bharat called me that night and said, "What have you done?" I said, "What have I done?" He said, "People are telling me you have tweeted a team. You and I have not spoken in the last 10 days. People are saying, I have given this to you. What is going on?" I said, "Hello. People can come and check my phone. It is not you. I don't know. Who told you what?" He said, "Anti corruption came to the dressing room and said you had tweeted the team." I said, "I did, but you did not give me the story. Someone else gave me the story." He said, "यार, what are you doing? मत करो." I said, "अरे अपना काम तो करना है. मैं तो अपना काम कर रहा हूँ. आप उसको बोलो कि आपका फोन चेक करा दो. आप फोन दे दो कि चेक कर ले फोन कि आपने मेरे को फोन करके दिया है कि मैसेज करके दिया है. पता कर लेंगे." So this was funny. Ajinkya Rahane dropped. There are 1 million like that. But the other one, this was great fun. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Olympic sport, हम लोग, by the way, और एक बीसीसीआई बता देते हैं. आप लोगों को याद होगा वो अजय शिर्के and our friend Sanjay Jagdale, both of them actually resigned on my show. So we called each other and Ajay ji and Sanjay ji is listening, they'll be okay. And we said, "Okay, chaliye, come live and you will resign on the show." So it was all decided. BCCI was in turmoil, fixing and this and that going on, and all that drama is happening. Lodha committee report, this report, that report. Ajay Shirke and Sanjay Jagdale resigned on the show. That's how it happened. It was unbelievable. I mean, if you start doing, okay, what all stories have you done and fun? But yes, if you get it wrong, when things like this happen, you are doing investigative journalism, like the 2010 Commonwealth Games. I was exposing scam after scam. There was one contract where, do you know, so for example, Rohit and Shubhayan have applied for a contract. The way contracts happen is Rohit has given a bid, Shubhan has given a bid. I open both bids. Whoever is the better quality and better bid will get it. There was a contract given where one bid was 29 crores, one bid was 23 crores. They combined the bid and gave it for 52 crores. A contract was given. A contract was given for a tender. So imagine 23 crores straight away gone out of the equation. There have been many such instances where we have tried to expose corruption, and those stories are tough to do because you are actually putting you're getting into domain, you're getting into terrain which are very risky because you're trying to expose corruption. And I've done that. By the way, I'll tell you this: Justice, the Mudgal Committee report. There were two reports. The day before the Mudgal Committee report was filed, I had filed that there were two reports. That the Assam guy was filing a separate report. By the way, I've seen that envelope. Huh? I've seen that sealed envelope. I've seen it. I can't say it. Supreme Court has not allowed it. I've seen it. I've seen it in someone's house. I've seen the contents of that. I know the players who are mentioned, but there are certain stories you can't. So leaks are essential to journalism. I mean, now though I don't do news because company and strategy and money and all this. So, but it was.
Write a book on that someday.
Hanji?
Will you write a book on that someday?
Black envelope.
See, because it's the highest court of the country, you can't do something which the Supreme Court doesn't want to do. But as I said, I even know what paragraph by paragraph. I know. I mean, I've seen it. So I know who are mentioned, in what context people are mentioned. So all of that. At one point, these things you would give me a high. Now to theek hai. But yes, I mean, you guys should always do stories with integrity, with ethics, where your conscience says take a risk, doesn't matter. Because if you go wrong, you are doing a story. If you don't do a story, what is it? Then you are playing safe. Then तो हर कोई press release पे चलेगा, हर journalism press release पे चल जाएगा. यार सोचो ना, आज टेलीविजन चैनल में अर्नब मान लो, राजदीप मान लो, एक्स मान लो, वाई मान लो, जो पॉलिटिकल जर्नलिज्म करते हैं, वो किस पे चढ़ते हैं? एक्सक्लूसिव पे चलते हैं. वो शब्द एक्सक्लूसिव ही आप हटा दो फिर जर्नलिज्म से. अगर आप स्टोरी नहीं करोगे, रिस्क नहीं लोगे, तो आप फिर एक्सक्लूसिव हटा दो अपने डिक्शनरी से. That is the problem. Coming back, final 10 minutes on this. I'll start with you, Devashish. When you go in for a story, I mean, this take the example of Sahil and this whole leak and review meeting and all this. How do you, okay, so Sahil got it wrong. Fair enough. Now, when you get it wrong and you are trolled, it is very important. How do you deal with it? Because all of us have been trolled incessantly at times. How do you deal with trolls? You will get a story wrong. How do you deal with trolls?
I obviously for me I've got multiple stories. Means obviously but then obviously as a journalist I have always tried to look for the next story that would prove me right. I may go wrong for one story, but obviously the aim was to look for a story that will prove me right again, and then obviously the same people who have been criticizing me or trolling me will say, "Arey Mama, you have done a good story." That is what means. That has given me immense satisfaction. But for me, what one story that will always remain close to me was that 2011 when Lalit Modi went to England, because when you wrote that book and you shared that interview, it was a video interview, one and only journalist who has gone to Lalit Modi's flat in England, in London, because he was hiding. There were so many media, even more than that one that was in Australia in 2011 tour to England. None of them, even at the top of the journalists, did not get to meet Lalit Modi I got to meet him in his flat and did a video interview that we already played in Red Sport Zone. That gave me immense satisfaction. For me, that series means India has lost 4-0-4, but that one thing that stays with me still is that Lalit getting to meet Lalit Modi. Remember, Lalit Modi moved to London after, means obviously he moved to and he was in hiding. None of them could track him. None of them got to meet him. But I mean, so at times you get these stories. Means I got to meet him in his London apartment. He invited me in his flat. Did the interview. He then went to Ireland or Switzerland, I think, if I'm not wrong. Means driving his Ferrari from his apartment, and it was there. Means that gave me huge satisfaction.
Yeah, those times, the spot fixing wala time, 2013.
Yes. Everyone
Shubhan
was
was
looking
just
to
about
get Lalit
coming
Modi.
into journalism. Incredible stories. By the way, Shubhan, I have the unique distinction of being banned twice, not once. First time was Lalit. I was the
IPL.
only journalist in the
IPL.
first year of IPL who was banned. Only journalist by Lalit. And now obviously, there's a film being made from my book on Lalit, and he and I are friends. So that's how the world is, by the way. Anyway, यार वरुण कामत यार तू गाली दे रहा है. सुन, तू गाली दे सकता है, तू दे भी दे, फर्क नहीं पड़ता. बट मुझे ना, अगर गाली हम देना चाहते हैं ना, उसमें हमारा पीएचडी नंबर 2 है. एंड मेरा गाली 30 पैसा सीट से मोहन बागान ग्राउंड और ईस्ट बंगाल ग्राउंड से सीखा हुआ गाली है. अगर देना शुरू करो ना, तुम क्या, ये जितना लोग देख रहे हैं वो पीएचडी, डबल पीएचडी है उसमें मेरा. शुरू मत करो. 30 पैसा सीट से वहां से सीखा है एंड 40 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है. वो सनी देओल का वो दामिनी वाला डायलॉग याद कर लो, वो मत शुरू करवाओ मुझे. तुम दे रहे हो, हम सुन रहे हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट शुरू मत करवाओ. रोहित, when you do a story and you know that you might just get it wrong, it's a 50-50 story. How do you handle that?
Firstly, 50-50 mein, for now, I think there were a lot of 50-50 stories we have in Australia. Me and Shubhanda discussed that whether we can get a cross check. Even the Bumrah story, we were doing live from the Sydney apartment, and I told that I don't think that he will play. Even I sent the same message to you, Buryada, that what I think. And even 2 days back, I sent you a message. You said to me that you have to do the story. I said that I am waiting for the final confirmation. So now what happened is I try to do a cross check 2 times or 3 times until and unless that the guy who's giving me the news is as Shubhanda earlier told, that it's coming from the horse's mouth. So if it's coming from the horse's mouth, then you don't have to cross check it multiple times. But as of now, I am again, I'm sitting I am not going back with my story because Jasprit Bumrah tweeted on that particular story. I'm still very, very much confident about that. Yes, I don't know about bed rest. I never said bed rest, but I said this. Yes, he will be getting some rest, and after that he will go to NCA.
Your story is already proved right.
Yeah,
There's 7 days have passed. Your story is already right.
So that's where I'm saying that it's all about confirming it twice or thrice. But if like what happened with the Bumrah story, the Bumrah story I did in Sydney, that he won't ball. I said this on that very moment, and after that, someone told me in the morning. I got a phone call. I woke up with that phone call. He said to me that Bumrah wants to ball on the same day. And so I tweeted that Bumrah will ball. Bumrah never bowled after that. But what I've been told after that yes, there was a discussion. Bumrah wanted to bowl on that particular day, but Rohit Sharma was there, Rishabh Pant was there, Virat Kohli was there, and Jasprit Bumrah was there. Shubhanda told me that when he was going to, what our SOP was, that he used to take the bags and he used to put that in the press box, and then he'll come back. He said to me after coming from that press box that there was a meeting going on, Rishabh just came out or someone just came out. I just after that I got a I think I did a phone call just for asking that what's happening with Bumrah. And then he told me that at the very last moment, what happened was that the meeting was done there, and every one of the senior lot told Jasprit Bumrah that there are major tournaments in the upcoming months, or you have England series, you have Champions Trophy, you have IPL. So make a final call that whether you want to bowl or not. You see the equation, as far as the runs are concerned, and then you bowl. So at the very last moment, what I came to know that he denied that, okay, because there is, nothing much to bowl to. That's why he just opted out. And yes, there was a lot of pain in his back at that particular point of time. So he denied. But again, that happened, that happened. My thing is that I never read the comments, or be it YouTube. And this is not the arrogant me. This is, I know that, if someone, we met a lot of people in Australia, me and Shubhanda, who just passed by and said, you two do good work, you two doing great work, you two doing this and that. We really appreciate that. People come, they coming with food, they coming to just ask us that, can we drop you somewhere, can I have a lunch with you, so there are a lot of people who love our work. And I totally respect that. It makes me really humble that people are that much loving our work. But seriously, in this point of time, the social media is like that, or the YouTube audience somewhere, in some part of section are like that I never read comments. I just tweet and I went. In what my philosophy is, social media is, you post, you write, but you never read. So I always write and I never read. you know if someone, some journalist says to me,
Let me say this, and
yeah,
I'll say this with all honesty now. And now I'm wearing the hat as editor. I think all three of you, if the work was not good, and you know me because I lead from the front in terms of the work hours I put in. I work the hardest. I work 18 hours day, 18-hour days even today. And I can tell any youngster boss I work more than you. I would have been the first person to say no, the work is not good enough. Devashish, Rohit, Shubhan, I've got absolutely nothing but praise for all of you. Simple, and I'm saying it publicly. I've got tremendous amount of praise for my team during the Olympics, Paralympics. Trisha, Rohan, the way amount of hard work those people put in Australia from day one, the work that you all put in. That's how a team evolves. I keep telling Devashish is my age that I learned from him. I keep telling the two of you, yeah, this is great to see this passion. I see my young self in the two of you. That's how things are and will be. Varun, good that you've now become reasonable rather than abusing. You said to MS Dhoni bad and it hurt me. Now, MS Dhoni is the greatest cricketing brain that India has produced. But 2013, after the spot fixing press conference, that press conference, when questions were asked, he did not answer. That lacked moral fiber. And I've written this in my book. I will forever say this, that he went and said to the Mudgal committee under oath that he did not know who Gurunath Mayappan was. It hurt me that my captain did not say that. And I'm 100% right in questioning it. So, Varun, when you ask questions, take the answers. And if you make a mistake, if you think you are making a mistake, acknowledge it. Because I respect you. Otherwise, I could have also abused back. And as I said, trust me, I would have won this game in abuse because I'm perhaps older than you. And this is something I've learned from the football grounds of Calcutta. Anyone who knows Bengal football will know what kind of abuse goes around there. And I was sitting in the 30 paisa, 60 paisa seats. So we have all grown up the hard way. My father never fed me. I mean, none of us have been born with golden spoons. So all of us have risen the hard way. We want to work hard. Shubhan, middle class, Rohit, middle class, Devashish, middle class, me coming from similar backgrounds. I think this Rev Sports is the only platform, 47 people by journalists and for journalists. By journalists and for journalists. That's it. Every other company is a lala company, boss. They will not understand what it means for a journalist to be out there on tour. What it means. Unless you're out there in Paris, in Australia, in England, in whatever, Singapore for chess, you will not learn. You will not learn. And I've always experienced it. When I used to recommend in my previous avatar as editor of particular channels, send someone, and it would be turned down. And I was like, how is it that political correspondents go with the prime minister, the home minister, and every other minister, and there is no budget issue there? Why is it that there is a budget issue for sports journalists? So these are things that one will always remember. Anyway, this was I love this show. By the way, Shubha and Rohit, Devashish, keep doing stories, boss. Get it wrong, doesn't matter. As long as your conscience is straight, stand in front of the mirror at night and say, I put in my 100%.
By the way, don't be surprised if you see a change in coaching staff in the coming days in terms of Abhishek Nair slash Grant and Deshkarte.
Nice. Yes. Do you reckon if Champions Trophy goes wrong, something could happen with Gautam also?
That's a given. If something goes wrong, then we'll see the entire coaching staff being replaced. But I don't know. Maybe before that we'll see some change, a minor tweak here or there.
Okay, on that note, love this show. By the way, Varun, it takes courage to acknowledge a mistake. Thank you
Uh-huh.
very much. It takes courage. And let me say this, by the way, to all of you. People, it takes courage to say, I'm sorry. It takes courage. So thanks a lot for joining us. Even if one person, it takes a lot of courage to say, I made a mistake. And if I make a mistake, my hand will be up. Trust me.
Hmm.
Trust me. Thanks, Devashish, Shubhan, and Rohit for joining me. I think Gargi is there backstage. Rohan, Trisha, get Gargi on because Satvik and Chirag are playing at the moment and they've lost the first game. Satvik and Chirag have lost the first game in Delhi at the India Open. They are leading the second game 15-11. Is Gargi there? Rohan, Trisha, is Gargi there? Because I, would need her. Not there? Can you check if she can quickly join? Okay, so let me give you the updates before Gargi joins. Fantastic result from Kiran George. Kiran George beating Alex Lanier of France, world number 17, making it to the quarterfinals of the India Open, was the best result as far as men's singles is concerned. Best result for India at the India Open this year. Following on that, immediately after that, PV Sindhu making it to the quarterfinals, straight game win. Second game was dominant, some 21-5 or something. PV Sindhu making the quarterfinals. So tremendous day for India so far. But then the big one, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty down a game, and second game it's 15-13 against the Japanese. This is getting close. This is getting really, really close for comfort as far as I'm concerned. Gargi Raut is there at the India Open KD Jadhav Hall. I'll open a bit. There she is. Gargi, what's
Yes.
going on? They're getting very close with Satvik and
Oh,
Chirag.
it's very close. That's why I got a little bit distracted. Sorry about the delay. I was intensely watching the game, and it slipped my. I didn't check the time, so I missed the cue there. But what an intense game going on right now. Sachi against the Japan duo, and it's been neck and neck. It's been neck to neck because you see that Sachi are really really fighting hard, but at the same time Japan, in some areas, is better than Sachi, and that sort of worries you because you don't want. This is something I spoke about to a lot of people as well. When Sachi were asked before the tournament in the press conference what their goal was for India Open, they did not come out and say we want to win this tournament. They just said we'll try to go as deep as possible, which is I'm a little sad about the fact that they said that because that this duo is very very confident, and right now I don't think they're portraying that to their best level. But I'm not saying that they look bad. They look incredible, but Japan is right there. You're on mute.
Quick comment. It's 16-13 game 2 at the moment in favor of 17-13 for Satvik and Chirag. So fingers crossed the game is in control. Quick comment on PV Sindhu and Kiran George. Brilliant from Kiran George. First Indian this year to make the quarters, and Sindhu was dominant.
I mean, everyone's buzzing about Kiran George because no one expected that. A lot of people had not reached the arena because they were not expecting Kiran George to beat world number 17 Alex Lanier, and that came out of the blue. And he looked so incredible in the first game itself. I think he won the first game, and yes, he's won two straight games against Alex. So when you look at that game, it came out of the blue, and he looked completely in control of the match. And I think that was the best part of it. It's not as if the match went on for 3 games and then Kiran came out the winner. No, he won straight 2 games. So that means something. And going forward into the tournament, I'm very excited to see what more Kiran has to bring. Because Irvan Shah was also there at the sidelines, so that was good to watch as well. But PV Sindhu, she's spoken quite a lot about Tan Kim Her today, and she was saying, because she was injured, all she's trying to do right now is to get the right movement. She's trying to move her body well, and her and Tan Kim Her are working on her timing and everything. Even though it's a very, very new pairing, she's very hopeful for a good bond between the two. But PV Sindhu also looks good. That was a good win. Two games she's played so far, and both of them she's won straight. So I think that there are positive signs when it comes to these two players. But Sachi, I'm crossing my fingers. I hope they come out victorious today.
1913 they are leading. I'll let you go
Okay,
in,
great.
enjoy, and do the fan story what you suggested to me. Very important
Done.
to
It's done.
celebrate the fans and the spectators. So enjoy the
Yeah.
match and make them win. That's the most important. Clearly, the second game is in the bag. When 1913 they don't lose from there. Now it goes to the decider. So it goes to the
Absolutely.
decider. Hopefully, crowd support, hopefully, home fans, all of that will help Satvik and Chirag. Thank you very much, Gargi, for joining me. Thank you. I'll let you go in and keep doing the reports from India Open. So there you go. So cricket and Gargi Rao joining us from the India Open KD Jadhav Hall. Couple of questions there. Someone says, want to become like me as a journalist. No one can become like anyone else. Be yourself. Be yourself. You will be the best journalist possible. And Mohammad Wasim, I generally don't take these kind of comments, but if Rohit Juglan or for that matter anyone ruins me, I need to own that decision. I've given him a job, right? I'll own that decision. Trust me. I'll own any decision. If I've taken a decision to give someone a responsibility, I have to own that decision, and I'll do that. No problem. Don't worry about it. On that note, thank you very much, folks, for watching. It was one show that I really loved doing. I hope Satvik and Chirag wins. Thanks for joining us.